What's up, guys? Do you have a 2017, 2018, and 2019 club car Precedent and you're wanting to do a lithium swap on it? I'm going to show you a quick tip here on what you need to do on a particular process when you're installing a lithium battery. Alright, so in a lot of cases, the Precedent, that is some of your newer models, it's going to have this white controller in it. It is a 1515. This one is a 5206, which I think most of the white ones are. This controller is built by Curtis. It is actually called the Eric system. So basically that is how the charging system operates. They do not use an OBC on this particular golf cart because they utilize the charging inside the controller. And how they do that, here is our charge port. This is our OEM charge port. Comes down to our wires that we hook to the solenoid on the battery side, and then your ground wire, which hooks to the controller's B-, and then this blue wire here. And you notice it's got a bullet connector on it. Well, this is the wire that basically, when you're not charging, this grabs 48 volts and puts it to the controller's logic. So basically this wire here wakes up your controller when you cut the key switch on. The lithium charger, if you have the proper one, should come with built-in lockout mode, which will be wires somewhat similar to this. So I've not been talking about, the Bolt Energy stuff at all very much, but being that this is one of the most, I see this question all over the internet, and that's why I'm making a video of this, because it's super easy to get this particular setup lithium battery wise. But there are many lithium batteries out on the market right now. I can't even name half of them because there's so many. Look for this setup in the charger before you purchase your battery, because this is very important for this particular operating system in this cart. So these wires that I'm showing you, you're going to take, and it has a female and a male spade. All three of these wires do the exact same thing, which is your charger lockout. They just try to give you something for easy go, older model, and then you can just wire up however you need it to go. But the way this works is you're going to plug one of these three wires from your charger lockout, provided, that's the best thing I like about the Bolt stuff, is that they go ahead and provide all this stuff needed. When you unplug your bullet connector from the charge port, all you're going to do is basically crimp you a wire that has another bullet connector. You'll run it underneath, right where you see those cables going in. You'll run it out here, and then you just take and decide which one of the three plugs you're going to use here, and you just crimp the respective end on the golf cart's wiring harness side, plug it into your charger, and you'll have your lockout mode back. Because when you plug it in, it hits the ground of the system. The ground cuts off through the wire that we're going to plug in here. The charger stops providing 48 constant volt into the blue wire there. When you unplug it, the ground drops out. The charger provides pack voltage back to your wire, which wakes up your controller, and you're ready to go. So alright, so charger's in. We was talking about the lockout, charging lockout mode on this thing. So the lockout wires here. I used just regular 14 gauge, I think is what this is. You plug into one of the 3 existing lockout wires from the charger, run that wire in behind your control panel, and then you run that wire right to where your bullet connector would have been from the OEM charge port, which would be this wire right here. Okay, so what that does is when you plug up the extension cord to your charge port, which you will have a new charge port with the lithium battery, you plug in the extension cord to charge this thing. It basically, the ground circuit kicks in. It basically takes away the 48 volts provided right here, puts the controller to sleep. You charge the battery up, it gets fully charged. When you unplug your extension cord to take it for a ride, the ground circuit gets deactivated. Then you'll have your full battery pack voltage provided with the wire that you ran, which wakes up the controller's logic to be able to communicate with the golf cart and make it operate. That's basically what I was wanting to show you guys with this particular system. One last final thing is that, being like, if you didn't want to do the lockout mode, which be mindful that if you don't do the lockout mode, the golf cart can take off and run while it is plugged up and charging. Could wind up being a bad thing, but you can just go straight from your bullet connector, and you can see where the main battery, the main cable comes from the battery pack into your solenoid. Well, you can take a ring terminal, run this wire that we ran right here straight up to the battery pack wire on the solenoid, provide it 48 volts constantly, which is okay too. It'll just be awake all the time when you have the key switch on. So just kind of wanted to feed you guys some of this information. I've been doing this for a good little while, seen this a few times. There's also other older model Precedents that you also have to do a simple bypass with a blue and white wire. You tie them together, or you just get a bypass kit that comes with the actual built wiring harness that you plug into the wiring harness of the golf cart, and then you just run the rest of the wiring harness to the positive of the battery pack. That takes care of it. But like I said, also tying the blue and the white wire together and putting a crimp on them, soldering them together, whatever have you, that'll get that older model Precedent back running as well after you do the lithium swap. But for the white controller, this is what you got to do the lockout, or you just provide that bullet connector wire in the wiring harness with 48 volts from the solenoid or from the battery pack, however you want to do it. That'll get you back going once you get your lithium battery put in, guys. Appreciate you watching. Smack that like button, hit that bell for the new videos, subscribe to us. You won't regret it. Thanks so much for watching. God bless.